I don't think so.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we're playing Death, Taxes, and Staxes with Drana and Linvala. This is a deck that's all about stopping your opponent from doing things by taking away their abilities, stopping enter the battlefields, and attacking our opponent's hand. Drana and Linvala themselves is a 3/4 Vigilant Flyer that disables your opponent's activated abilities on creatures. This is very similar to Linvala, Keeper of Silence. But it doesn't just stop them from activating it, it also steals those abilities. So if your opponent is playing, let's say, some mana-producing creatures, they no longer generate mana, and instead you can tap Drana and Linvala to get that mana for yourself. It's pretty nice. This pairs really well with a lot of cards that either, make their cards cost more, like Captain Everheart, or make abilities cost more, like Eidolon of Obstruction, spells or abilities with Tithe Taker, things that completely turn off enter the battlefields, like Doorkeeper Thrall, and various other similar ones. But we also have the ultimate shutdown in the form of Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. No enter the battlefields for you, double for me. And as well, the bigger Elesh Norn, Grand Cenobite, who just says, your creatures are tiny, also dead, and mine are huge and beautiful too. This is a very fun deck to play if you like to stop your opponents from doing things. Now, that means that there's a lot of cards in here that sometimes won't actually do anything, but other times will completely stop certain abilities like, Cascade or Discover, preventing your opponents from tapping things or doing things or hasting things on the turn that they come out. There's so many different ways to say no in this deck that we're guaranteed to stop at least one player from executing their game plan. So we're going to take Drana and Linvala into the queue, and we're going to stop some decks. Lenia, Azorius Renegade. Our opponent also hates when our opponents do things. This is an okay hand, mostly just because we have a nice early attacker that has first strike, so it should get through Lenia. So just like ours, she stops non-creature spells with a mana value greater than the number of lands. And if something gets cast for free, no, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. We don't really have to worry about either of these abilities in this deck because we're not really trying to cast things for free. We have a little bit of non-land ramp, like this Key to the Archive here, but not enough for it to really make a difference. This is just like two different versions. Theirs has counter spells, ours has kill spells. And it looks like they're going to be countering with Glorious Gale. They do not want me exiling Lenia. It is in fact the battle of the stacks. Just keep swinging in for small amounts of damage. That are holding for a counter spell. Okay. Stop dealing 2 damage to me. I want to deal 2 damage to you. A miscast. Oh, they really want to hold on to Lenia. In we go with the Eidolon. And I'll try to play our commander, Drana and Linvala. Countered! Again. Lost Hub, I'm glad that you like some Brawl Stars. I like some Brawl Stars too. Oh no, drawing extra cards makes this bigger. They seem to like counter spells. That's just fine. Set up some card draw. If it resolves. Brawl is a bit like Commander. Yeah, it has commanders. So, example, Commander. Commander. Gonna exile my graveyard. Gain 2 life, scry 2. My gosh. At least they're not dealing damage to me next turn. Only I'm dealing damage to me. The goggles. They do very little. They do very little. I have I have protection. Captain Eberhard will discard the other cards I've drawn this turn. Like this one. Captain Evertax. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood except for me. Borrowed time. Exiling Captain Eberhard. Do you pay the 2? They do pay the 2. Rid thine self of a creature. Cool. See if I can get a land here. Now there's some lands. Unfortunately, this is an enchantment, so if I exile enchantments, I will also be dropping that. But I think that's fine. All modes! I didn't want to lose any more life to the One Ring. Ooh, ossification. For the low cost of 1 mana. It's going to scooch her out of the way. Ooh, they're phasing her out. Bringing out the commander since she's big enough to block. And now we are finally ahead in life total. They're playing Confluence in a two-color deck. They are. And that's fine. I'll let you draw. Ooh, a 1-mana Thalia. That sounds pretty nice. Let me throw down some non-creatures first. Lightning Bolt. Ooh. Claim the Firstborn. That would be such a cute way to get lethal. Fully Exode Lightning Bolt and Electrolyze. I'm taking Claim the Firstborn here because I think it would be funny. It's only a prank, bro. Essence Scatter. Lavinia. Zorius Renegade. Perfect. Oh, really chunking her up and giving her lifelink. They're up to 10 life. Milady. Exact lethal. Using Lavinia. GG. Zoni 1,000 Eyes. Makes bugs based on a number of creatures in your graveyard. So my guess is, like many Golgari decks, it will put a lot of creatures in the graveyard. This is not the new Izoni. This is the older Izoni. The Undergrowth Izoni. And we might be exiling their graveyard at some point during this game. I'm not doing this right away, because I want Tomic on turn 2. Oh, tiny hobbits. Tiny hobbit. And a man who says, "You may not touch your lands." True rules lawyer. Or just a lawyer. Cemetery Tampering is going to mill them each turn. And once they get enough things in their graveyard, they get to cast a spell for free. A spell that they hide away right now. It could be anything. It could even be a land. It's odd how it does it with lands. And a Bajuka Bog. I know it's a little preemptive, but this might be able to come out untapped. We'll also have Kunaros here to prevent some graveyard shenanigans. Ooh, a Canker Bloom. Comes in tapped. Stops creatures from coming out of their graveyard. Like this one. I do like Mix Weaver. Swinging for 2. Kunaros prevents spells from being cast from exile and creatures from coming out of the graveyard. Or sorry, not from exile, from graveyards. Also, it's like a Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink, Good Puppy. Pet, pet, pet the puppy. Ooh, Carrion Grub. They just keep milling. I love this. They're already up to 6 cards? 5 cards for Zoni? Oh, that's based on power. So 5 for Zoni. There's not really any abilities I want to get rid of. Sheldred, you draw cards, I punish you. Molder Hulk! Hey, that's a big chunky boy. Cost them only 3 mana because they have so many creatures in their graveyard. Also, notably, when it enters the battlefield, they could not return target land card from their graveyard to the battlefield because Tomic says you cannot target lands in the graveyard. Yup, very niche text, but sometimes relevant. This Tomic is actually in this deck to mostly stop either graveyard-based land rampants, or, more importantly, Nissa, who shakes the world. She can't animate the lands because she can't target them. I know that's weird, but that's how it works. This Elvish Mystic is getting them mana. So I'm going to play Drana and Linvala to say, actually, no, you're not getting mana from your Elvish Mystic. I think that this is almost ready to flip, though. Or cast for free, whatever. Ooh, Chupacabra Echo, Grizzly Salvage, Mess. Yeah, sometimes, like, random graveyard hate's just what you need to play. Because there's so much good graveyard stuff. They draw a card, they lose some life. They do have these big 6-power critters, though. Some big funky hitters. Oh, they also now cannot sacrifice their Canker Bloom. I could sacrifice Linvala for 1 mana instead. I guess I could do that to, like, stop this. Ooh, Oversold Cemetery! Oh, that's going to be reanimating for them! If this wasn't here, but this is here. Thank you, Kunaros! Oh, Highwire Might also can't be sacrificed. They're swinging in. We take it. Is the hand? Oh, it's to hand. Okay. Feature cards can't enter the battlefield. It's not the can't leave. There's another one that's can't leave. Cemetery will still work. And I have a feeling that the card that they would get, like the Chupacabra Echo, so maybe I'll just stop things that have entered the battlefields, like their commander, or Chupacabra Echo. Beefy. Yeah, seems good. Hi, Elishnorn. We have 2 of you in this deck because you're very good for Staxin and Taxin. They're rolling their eyes like, can't have anything in Magic the Gathering Arena. Can't have enter the battlefields, can't draw cards, can't reanimate from the graveyard, can't tap for mana, can't sacrifice to destroy artifacts, enchantments, or proliferate. Can't even target my dang lands in my graveyard to bring them back into play. How atrocious. Sure is. If you play that Mind Rack Harpy, cool. I guess I could block Tomic. Or Drana and Linvala. And promptly die. GG, Zoni. Goshen Tie of Life's Origin. It's a Shrines deck. And we don't have anything that's particularly good against Shrines here. So I might want to mulligan. Now, this Archon of Amara is okay in this circumstance. Authority of the Consuls won't do too much because they're not really a creatures deck. They're much more of a, usually enchantment-based pseudo-control. It's weird. It's a creature as their commander, but the creature makes this type, these shrines, and, well, the shrines just keep on getting you more and more and more and more and more value over time. I think one of the most frustrating things about playing against Goshen Tie is its ability to recur things from the graveyard. I feel like it did not need this 5-color ability, but that's how they gave it 5 colors in its color identity. Two mana. And something has been foretold. What else do you have in your hand? Ah, yes. I see. And I don't like it. This is an enchantment Karen card. Here's another shrine. What could have been foretold? It could have been extra turn. Could be a board wipe. Wouldn't be able to cast it. I don't have double white yet, but they can get double white off the Sundown Pass. Army of Transients. I'm just going to exile this, let them draw a card, because that can come back from the graveyard, and this lets me hold up 1 mana for the Patriarch's Humiliation, so I can perpetually remove somebody's abilities. Somebody's like yours, Archon of Sun's Grace. Boop. It fell down. I guess I'll choose Angel on this. I could also choose Vampire. Ooh, shocking. Content of Seeing Winds, we do get to draw a card because they could not pay the 1. This will be getting them lots of card draw as they get this Goshen Tie into play. Counterspell, Regrowth, and Electrolyze. I guess we'll grab the Counterspell? What do we drop in? Boromir, Blot Out, Elspeth Conquers Death, Blot Out. Swing in for 3. Yeah, they do 5-color reanimate things like Kami War or Omni. It gets used. Ah, Farewell. That could be a very clean way to get rid of some enchantments. So Haunted of Infinite Rage can currently deal 2 damage to the Esper Sentinel and kill it. But I feel like I would rather wait with the Farewell for the Goshen Tie to come out. I do also have this Counterspell, though. And I have an Elspeth Conquers Death, so I could take out something else. Go to combat. Whoosh. Card draw or damage? Let my Esper Sentinel live forever. You may draw 1 card. Right now I do have a creature in the graveyard. We surveilled the Sarah Paragon on turn 1. Clearly, big brain foresight play. Also, this was the card they had foretold, the Behold the Multiverse. I didn't even bring it up when they played it because I didn't notice. Sithis out here drawing cards. Adding to the count of enchantments because she is an enchantment. This is also an enchantment. Drana and Linvala can absolutely be oppressive if you get the right pieces at the right time. And we did! Go into combat. Doing a little bit of that swinging thing. No. No arena. Sorry, Arena was trying to tap the key to the archive. I would like to be able to cast that counterspell. In case of emergency, break glass. You pay the 1. Oh, you can't. Excellent. Well, I found this counter spell on this key to the archive, so not very casual. Yes, Auto Tapper would have said there is no counter spell. You get a +1/+1 counter. Enter the battlefields ain't happening. Exile all graveyards and enchantments. Beautiful. Soulless Jailer. There's not really a reason to play that. Just I got the mana for it. May as well. I'll attack in. Beat him down a little bit. If no board wipe, I'm doing just fine. GG. Amara, Voice of the Conclave. This is a big ol' tappy commander that convokes out cards. It convokes out their commander, and once their commander enters the battlefield, gets them even more cards with Convoke. So their deck is probably full of little 1 and 2 cost creatures. And lands that make creatures! Perfect! I also have an Amara deck, and she can be super aggro. So I'm going to slow her down a little bit by cursing her. I curse you, Amara! Voice of the Conclave. The other one is the one that, like, taps and makes a creature. You put them both in the same deck. They're good together. Now they'd have to tap 5 whole creatures to bring this out. Oh, look at all that! Join the dance. Making a 2-for-1. I'll bring out Captain Neverheart. Captain Neverheart, decent at blocking these little things. Yeah, her spell book that she generates from, they're all things with Convoke. And depending on what situation you're in, it can kind of go very great for you. Oh, nice. Haywire Might, they could get rid of my Curse of Silence, or they could just get out another creature, and... here's Amara! Dancing Cups, I have no idea what you're talking about. Their deck could be like 99% creatures. I needed almost no non-creatures in my Amara deck. You just keep attacking in with 1/1s and eventually you'll win. Especially if you get like one good overrun or a buffer like this Loxodon, or if you got like an Ancient Imperiosaur early on. Oof, there it goes. Conclave Tribunal, probably taking out Cabal. Oh, looks like they're going for Eberhart. Probably because they have a spell they drew this turn that they really want to cast without the costs. They have 3 mana, 4th Convoking. Oh no, they didn't have a land. Well, if their deck is like my deck, then lands are more of a suggestion than anything else. I think the Smothering Tithe would just get hit by the Haywire Might. Same with Key to the Archive. So I'll play Drana and Linvala, so they can't tap the Elvish Mystic for mana. They also can't sacrifice the Haywire Might. Gumballs, tomato soup. They gain some life. And it's gone. In another chat room I'm in right now, there's a beautiful discussion going on about regional sodas. So up near where I am, actually a little further north than where I am, there's a soda called Moxie. Because, you know, we've got Moxie. And it's not bad. But somebody else is bringing up a soda called Knee High, which I've never heard of before. Apparently it's in Georgia and Ohio. And there's peach-flavored ones. Tasty. Is Faygo considered regional? I think it's pretty regional, but they'll carry it in, like, random stores across the U.S. A chat room? Okay, Grandma. Hello. I'm in an IRC chat where we're talking about Sody Pops. Yeah, Cheerwine. Cheerwine's in, I think West Virginia, Virginia, and North Carolina. That's the only places I've ever seen it. Is Moxie only a main drink? I mean, they sell it at the fried chicken place near me. Yeah, I love when people are like, if you don't travel a lot, you might assume that like any major brand of soda, like you just see it anywhere, right? Like it's a commonplace thing. And then you have this weird happening of, hey, why isn't my soda in this city? Oh dang, they just blasted her. We found bottles of cheerwine in Harlem. Wow. It's kind of cool. I'm going to go for Arcane Signet, Conclave Apparition, Freeing this. This gives me enough mana to cast Herald of Vengeance next turn, and I really want them to attack with everything. I want them to, like, get rid of these and then attack with everything. You couldn't get Bark's Rootmere outside of New England back in the day? Really? Well, it's kind of funky. Wow, this Kumbal is just draining them. My version of Amara has so few non-creatures in it. Ooh, Armingala! Everything gets perpetually +1/+1! That's cool, that's cool. What if you could only cast one spell per turn? What if I got mana? What if I got something at random? I want something at random! Time Warp! Hello, I'm gently encouraging you to attack me with all of your creatures. For no reason. I definitely don't have something that destroys each creature that dealt damage to me. By the way, if they attack with just one human token, they'll both die. Time Warp again? This is the first one. Now I have to go find knee-high soda, though. Yes, make them lose, too! We're actually lined up for lethal right now. If they just keep doing this. Ah, dang, I tapped both the human tokens. Now how am I supposed to extract vengeance? Oh, they didn't attack at all. Sup. Now none of your creatures tap for mana. I love it has 7 instances of the ability, add 1 mana of any color. Thanks, Elven Chorus. I guess I'll swing in. Heal 3. We got a Time Warp first. Extra turn. Followed by a bird. I don't know what card they have in their hand. But we have lethal. In we go. GG, Amara. Stop your creatures from tapping for mana. I probably did something else too, but I think that was the most of it. Boromir, Warden of the Tower. He's actually in our deck too, because he's a very good way to stop things from being cast from exile. This hand's okay. It has a little bit of removal. It has a little bit of... Shh. It has things that force tapping, more removal, and whatever you want to call Sholdred. A problem? A problem. If we manage to get our commander out in this matchup, Boromir won't be able to sacrifice himself to protect their board, but we will be able to sacrifice Drana and Linvala to protect ours, which is weird. Now, do I want that Hushbringer? I don't have any enter the battlefields here. Sure! We start shushing. Shh. I think this was Lady Lavinius's first card reveal in Magic the Gathering. Like, it has some controversial art with these nice photorealistic lips just kind of hovering around. Bounty Agent and the Reckoner Bank Buster. What if these things were more tapped? How's my Friday so far? It's pretty good. Pretty good. I drank too much coffee, though. Boromir in play. Very tapped. Thank you, Conjali's Sunwing. They didn't attack with the bounty agent since we could just block it with this. Just going to grab a plain old plains. And I've got to decide. Drana and Linvala or Shuldred? I'm going to start with Drana and Linvala. Please no tithing. Great. And the reason I'm doing this is because if they have like a weird game plan of sacrificing to destroy that, cool. Oh.
3 + 3
Would I rather get tempted by the ring or get a clue? I think I'd rather get a clue. Pick a minor! They give it the 44-month resub! An adequate number of years of good/bad jokes. Yes, the name of my deck is Staxy Taxis. Am I getting caffeine jitters from too much coffee? No. I just know I've had too much coffee. In comes Boromir. Oh my gosh! It's the Wanderer! It doesn't have anything to exile, but it will prevent non-combat damage. Which I don't really do. I actually did have a card that did more non-combat damage. I got rid of it. Shuldred would be exilable. I'm going to just try to draw a card. Also, killable with the bounty agent. Soulless Jailer. Mostly just going to be a blocker here. And I'll boop the Wanderer. I think my favorite combo with this card, this is the War of the Spark Uncommon Wanderer, the first time we ever saw her, is if you have her out when you cast Command the Dreadhorde, you do not take any damage from Command the Dreadhorde. You can reanimate every single creature in Planeswalker, and it will do nothing to you. Such a cool interaction, and those cards were in the same set. Uh-oh! We're going to jail! But, like, so are you. Dang, that's quite the goodie bag, huh? Is that your Mind Stone? Yeah. Interesting choice. Let's go kill the Wanderer. The Wanderer and the Wandering Emperor are the same person. Yep.
See you around.
I really don't want to free that. Shuldred, I'm chill out here. My jailer's in jail. I don't think you're supposed to put jailers in jail. What? Mind's Eye? I did not even know or remember that that was a card in Arena. Did any of you guys remember? Yeah, draw extra card. Shuldred loves that. I'm gonna get rid of this Mind's Eye. Yeah, this is a interesting Boromir brew. It feels like it kind of has like the basis of like a Boromir stacks kind of deck. Oh, are you going to Elspeth Conquers Death or Elspeth Conquers Shuldred? Yeah. We can't bring her back because she's in exile. If I had a little more land, hitting that with the Kai would be so cute. Instead, this, Chapter 1. It was from the bro bonus sheet. Bro. Yeah, you can tell from the style on this. Also, the set symbol. there's no creatures in my graveyard. It's the bronish sheep. Bro. Die. This won't kill anything, but it will make me happy. Do I play Brawl or Standard Brawl? Brawl! Hi, Mangara. Elite Spellbinder will be able to exile something from my hand, make it cost 2 more. Now, what do I get out of a graveyard? Oh, yeah. The Wonder, right? Oh, no. Creatures only. Nothing. I get nothing. GG, though. Lonus, Cryptozoologist. This might be a 2-land hand, but I like an early Thalia because Lonus is usually lots of creatures and a couple well-timed counter spells. Whenever a creature, specifically a non-token creature, enters the battlefield under your control, you get a clue! Well, you investigate, which causes you to get a clue. And getting that clue means that you can build up a whole bunch of artifacts to do whatever you want. You could use Lonus's ability to try and steal a permanent from your opponent's deck, or maybe you just want to sit on them, tap them for mana with maybe some improvise. You could sacrifice them to draw cards, or you could play any of the other clue synergy cards. Oh, look at that. A free creature. It's coming in. I'm tempted actually to destroy one of these, but I feel like they'll have better targets for the Loran soon. So yeah, we're gonna use Kumbal. I'll just swing in with Thalia. Do I recommend that people complete their mana base or complete the other cards in their deck first when building Brawl? I would say when you're building a Brawl deck, going for a mix of the juicy stuff versus the non-juicy stuff is a good approach. Uncommon lands will hurt you, but they're not the absolute worst. I need 1 more mana to destroy the Roaming Throne with Loran, so I'm going to go for Drana and Linvala here. This will prevent them from activating Lonus's activated ability, the Sacrificing Clue, so they could do it right now if they want to. Hi, Scraps. My kitty's in here. You saw me looking over in the middle of a sentence. That's why. Aw, now I'm just a legitimate business person. Wait. Hey, girl. Scraps, do you want to come up here? Oh, look at all that stuff happening. That's a lot of clues. Mirror Enforcer has affinity for artifacts. I also want to get rid of that Witness Protection. Excuse me, Roaming Throne. Perhaps, come on. Either come up here or don't. They're stealing. Ooh, what did they get? Archon of Amaria, Cold Tooth Heart, or Captain Eberheart. It went for Captain Eberheart. Snapshot, thank you for the 11-month resub. Die, Roaming Throne. Girl, what are you doing? Rubbing your head all over that chair? Being a good girl? Being a sniffer biffer? Jeff, do you want to be in Brawl Stars? I think Scraps wants to be a Brawl star. Get her game on and go play. Good kitty. No, she's not coming up here yet. Very good cat, though. Elishnorn will stop any entered battlefields, including the ones that trigger for Lonus. So they're sacrificing 5 clues, and they get Mural or Esper Sentinel, Soulless Juggler, Key to the Archive. What color would Scrap play? Naya, because she's a kitty. She's aggro. You got Key to the Archive. And they dropped a Spell Pierce. And they're countering the Norn. It's cool, they had exactly the right mana for it. Scraps, come on. Baby, don't bite my feet. Come up on the desk. Oh, it's attacking me? She's a good cat. Got more counter magic? Nope. Okay. You think Azorius is underrated? Who's underrating Azorius? Thank you, Kumbal. Appreciate you draining them for 2 when they cast these spells. Probably time for a Reachy Beast. Also a Reachy Beast. Going to go ahead and trade there. I guess I could take the 4 since our life total is so high, but I don't think that Loran or Thalia are doing that much in this battlefield since they have plenty of mana. Oh. Hello, Elishnorn. Why, yes. Would like to play you. That seemed good. GG, Lonus. Old Stickfingers. Old Stickfingers puts things into the graveyard, and if you're playing the deck in a certain fashion, can also get a specific card into your graveyard with the intent of reanimating it. If you're playing a deck that's all one creature and like a bunch of reanimation spells, that's just the way to do it, but I don't think that's what this is. I think this is a good old-fashioned, put lots of stuff into your graveyard and reanimate all sorts of nice things in Golgari colors. The more creatures you get into your graveyard, the bigger Old Stickfingers gets. We already have seen one creature, because they got it off once upon a time. Sheldred! Hi, Sheldred! Witherbloom Command. Kill the Sentinel, but I do get to draw a card. They managed to mill 3 non-creatures. Oof. Do I want to turn off some Enter the Battlefields? Do I want to do some taxes on that turn? Atomic so they can't touch their lands? This actually does not... Yeah, this does not target the land. So Atomic wouldn't have stopped that. Hi, Old Stickfingers! Ooh, a Hoarding Broodlord. Hoarding Broodlord does have an enter the battlefield ability. They would have to pay an additional 2 mana to get around it with the Strict Proctor. I think Tithe Taker would be fine. I don't really want to use the Soldier's Edict here. Restless Fortress. Swing in for 1. Hi, Shelly. Old Stickfingers apparently doesn't want to do a trade. They don't have any abilities for me to steal off Drana and Linvala right now. So I'll play Tonic. Go to combat. Swinging with the Proctor. Big up. Ooh, they're tutoring for a specific card. Now, because they have a shoulder, this could be something like the One Ring. Could be a reanimate card so that I can grab this Hoarding Broodlord. I wonder what it is. Have them sacrifice. And we have this Cruelty of Gex. They don't have enough mana for Peer into the Abyss yet. Unless they also have a Dark Ritual in hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look. Now, I could have also Elspeth Conquers Death to Sholdred. I wanna know what you got. Okay, Poggin and Yoggin. Aboard what? I think they grabbed the Languish. I think it was the Languish. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering to get rid of the Strict Proctor. And also grab the Broodlord. Could also have been their pick. They're going for the Languish here. I am left with a little 1/1. Chapter 2! Kunaros seems good here. Kunaros, I'm expecting for them to kill it, so I can still grab something with Cruelty of Gex. Would Kunaros stop our next chapter? Yeah, but they're being forced to get rid of Kunaros. It's a dragon! It tutors for a card, exiles it, and lets them cast it with Convoke, as long as the dragon is out. Happy Friday, EK. EK, I want to say thank you again for working on editing that episode of Elder Dragon Hijinks. And if you have not already seen it, you guys should check out the episode of Elder Dragon Hijinks that came out yesterday. It's fun! And fresh and funky, too. Boop. It was so good, was it really? Always nice to hear. Whoopee. Bark, 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 bark. I'm just happy people liked it, because I don't really remember the game happening. Ooh, drawing a card. They'll lose 2 and gain 2. Swing in to gain some life. This Restless Fortress could also do a little life gaining. Oh, Assassin's Trophy! I'll get it, basically. This one. Great! Elspeth conquers death to conquer the Sheoldred. And then Thalia to make this cost more. Hi, Old Stickfingers. X equals 1. Now they do have the Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, but it costs 6 mana instead of 5, thanks to Thalia, so they could not cast it that turn. This is going to seem kind of weird, but... there's good cards in Graveyard. And I want them to not happen. Drana Linvala being Grizzlebrand. Yeah, but I only have 4 life left. So Old Stickfingers returns. Oh, stickily. This is not going to do anything because these are all creatures. Yeah, Kunaros will stop it. Go! Big dog! So something kind of cool about the way that Yawgmoth's Vile Offering is worded is it destroys the creature second. So Kunaros would prevent the first part of this from going off. It reanimates and then it destroys. What a good puppy. Bark, 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 bark. No, you can still target everything. It will still destroy. This part of the card, like, this will just blink red, and it won't happen. It's impressive they only have, I guess, one creature in their graveyard, though. Swinging with all these. Ooh, Black Sun's Twilight. Not on Elishnorn, but on the dog. So this is the same thing of, this is actually all one line. So it can't reanimate because the creature was not gone by the time this happened. This one's 2 separate lines, I believe. I know that there's like some funky interactions with ones that have things that are just said in order. I assume that applies here, by the way. Cards like Casualties of War, like you choose them and they resolve in order. This is a little different. Ooh, gaining life off Virtue of Persistence. Hey, old Stickily. You got anything? Apparently not. GG! Toski, Bearer of Secrets. Not a bear, a squirrel. Toski gets you a card drawn each time your creatures hit your opponent, which is great because Green loves card draw. It means you get more creatures, so you can hit your opponents even more and get more creatures. I think that this Delighted Halfling might be a problem. Let's see what else they have in their hand. We're gonna Thought Seize them on turn 1. Yes, I seize a lot of mana dorks here, and those creatures will be doing some damage since they will come out bright and early. I'm actually thinking I'm just going to get rid of either the Tooth and Nail or the Gem Razor. I'm going to go for the Gem Razor and hope that I can Thought Distortion this before they cast it. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, is going to come out, I believe, next turn. But they'll only be able to attack with one thing. I could Ossification one of their mana dorks, but I think it's better to save that for Toski, because this is indestructible. Using Kumbal as a blocker also feels pretty good. So they will get to draw a card. 2 damage in a draw. Yeah, so getting rid of the Gem Razor means our Signet's safe, and it also means that they can't mutate onto Toski and make, like, Turbo Toski. I'm putting him into Squirrel Jail. The Restless Fortress over the Strict Proctor here, because I need to get to 6 mana. Now I can get some nice spelling done on this turn. Castle Ornvale coming in tapped. Drana and Linvala, because it will make it so these mana dorks don't actually tap for any mana. They do crave violence, though. Yeah, they do not have 7 mana. They cannot tooth and nail here. Ooh, okay. A little bit of a 2-for-1 there, but that's fine. They draw a card. Any creatures coming out here? Or is it time to distort those thoughts? Now, their deck's probably mostly creatures. I just want to get rid of their creature tutor. Tutor and cheat them into play. Getting to 9 mana in a mono green deck? It's more likely than you'd think. And they have 6 right here. I don't know what else they have. They have 4 mana that they're chilling on. Analyze the Pollen. Ooh, they're tutoring for a creature or land. Shame I couldn't distort that thought. What creature or land are you grabbing? Something big, green, maybe cost 6 mana. If it's something with an enter the battlefield, I might just go for the Proctor. Kami of Bamboo Groves. Yeah, excuse me? I'm playing my commander again. Because this can't tap for mana. Falcon Sword, they give it a 20-month resub. Oh no, I want one. See what they draw. If it's a land, they can still tutor for the creatures. Nope, not a Renegade! Just a creature you don't really want to block because it has Death Touch. Is it more bites? Ah, it's more bites! Stop having non-creature spells. You're making my thought distortions really weird. Okay, so now they just have Tooth or Nail. Ooh, and if I can get to the Splendor, there's no abilities left. And I can buy myself a turn to hope to get there. Or I could just distort that thought. Yeah, they're gonna get a bunch of cards drawn. I'm going to go for Kumbal Strict Proctor. They've already used Beseju, which in mono green and Archdruid Charmed are the likely responses to something like an Overwhelming Splendor, because most of their other removal for it are things like the Gem Razor we saw before. I'll let them draw. Looks to me like they really want to pass this for both sides, not just tutoring, but entwining. Kogla? Kogla can't get rid of this. No abilities. No reclamation sages either. I do need to get a mana, though, for this to work. Alright, so they're going for the tooth and nail. Let's see what they grab. You got... I'm thinking probably, like, maybe Ulamog. Ulamog would still work on Overwhelming Splendor. Nope, Crater Hoof Behemoth and a Young Wolf. Since I didn't get a land, we're just going to vibe. This Doorkeeper Thrall is going to be a surprise. Yeah, we have a lot of these enter the battlefield usher abilities. Crater Hoof Behemoth goes on the stack. The Doorkeeper Thrall resolves first. And this is a 5/5 with haste. And no other abilities. Also, the Strict Proctor, they would be able to pay the 2. That's why this was more necessary. I could have, I guess, waited until they... No, because then this wouldn't have stopped it. What am I doing? 3/3? 3/3. I will kill you. And you. I don't really need both of these. Yeah, just prevent more card draw. I did reveal this card. Young Wolf returns. I got a land, but it comes in tap. Let's Thought Distortion. It is a creature and a land. Bajuka Bog. Poggin and Boggin. And I'm okay with them drawing a good number of cards here, since they'll all be 1/1 creatures. Ball can block the Young Wolf if it swings in. Doorkeeper Thrall can block Toski, which has to swing in. Lair of the Hydra could get pretty big. And I have to not die to damage, which is notable. We will go ahead and block and block. I might actually just go for this, just to alleviate more damage. I think that's smart. Keeping Kumbal alive, not the Doorkeeper Thrall, because what are creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, though. Like, I'll be doing some awkward blockers. Hey there. Am I winning? Hopefully soon. I can gain a little life back off this. But they will be ping, pong, ping, pong, ping. Many a ping. Oh, thank you so much for getting me some life off that Ranger class. This will still trigger. Still a 3/3? Yeah. But I have a block. But wait! They're eating Kumbal! I lose some life. I need life totals. I'm still dead. There were too many creatures. GG, Toski! Did they forget to upgrade Ranger class? Maybe they just didn't feel like it. Oh, wait, they might not be able to. Yes, because it's an activated ability that is not a mana or loyalty ability. GG, Toski! You were too wide for me. Slimefoot, valid transplant. Whenever, I want to say, a swamp or forest, enters the battlefield, you get yourself a funky little fungus. And I mean that very literally. It has a fungus and sapperling spellbook that it generates creatures off of. Alright, Basswood Surge, Circuitous Root. I don't have too much early stuff other than the Slimefoot itself. I'm gonna hit that Dryad of Elysian Grove and let them keep these nice ramp spells, which will get them more funky fungi. The reason I'm chill with that is I have this Skyclave apparition. They play the Slimefoot, we remove the Slimefoot. Ooh, they did not play it because they have this Haunted Mire, which comes into play tapped. Have a Cabal. Cabal will make it so your non-creature spells will drain you for 2 and gain me 2. Slimefoot coming down and getting a funky little guy. Unless it's a 1-drop, we won't know what it is right away. Skyclave Apparition. They will not keep this in exile because this is a permanent exile. Swinging in for 2. As next turn, they could play Slimefoot again, or they could ramp, or ramp. Not this ramp, though. This ramp does not work. Also, they don't have enough mana for it. Just eyeing that Slimefoot in his spellbook versus Elishnorn. Sounds good. Circuitous Root lets them grab 2 basics or gates, probably just some basic lands. And I'll throw down my commander, Drana and Linvala. We'll see how many activated abilities we actually get to deal with. Why is it spacebar working? Spacebar. I had to hit it like 4 times. That was weird. Slimefoot now can come down and make more friends. We still don't know what they got off their, Hey, wait, why'd you play the land first? Oh. Man. That was probably a goof. That's fine. They get another land, though, off these beans. And this one comes in untapped. Order matters. We all goof up order. Aw, Death Bonnet Sprout! You can tell it's from the spellbook because it has the A23 on it. I'll swing in with both. If this dies, it's not really doing anything. They could let Slimefoot die, but I think they'd rather traverse the Outlands and get, I don't know, 2 entire basics. Basswood Surge could get you a bunch more. I have a ginger candy, and I don't want to wait to eat it, so I'm going to eat it now. Sorry, people watching the recording. Ooh, Renin 7 makes a big tree. Now, that big tree with Traverse the Outlands is going to be pretty serious. Nice, and Llanowar Tribe. So I could just wipe the board. Oh my god, you tap for 3 green mana. That's adorable. Sorry. It is. Alright, so we got this funky bunch here. I don't have lethal attacking. This would be blocking here. It would have to block this. And then, when they cast Traverse the Outlands, Cabal bring them to 2. I'm going for it. Fight me. Alright, so they're blocking Cabal instead. Going to 3 life. This gets a little bigger. Red and 7, you plus and getting some extra lands in? Sure are. What goes to the graveyard? Bone Splitters and Thoughtseize. Nice. Traverse the Outlands is going to get them a lot of basics. 7 of them. It's a shame they don't have Slimefoot out to then fill their hand with a near infinite number of funky little dudes. Aww! The shepherd enters the battlefield and dies, and then it makes a sapling and it enters the battlefield and also dies. GG Slimefoot. Unfortunately, Ella Schnorn, not too nice against fun guys. Rixmithy's Slumbering Isle. Rixmithy's is pretty rad, and we're gonna go ahead and name human here. It is a 4-mana, 12/12, but it enters the battlefield sleeping. It's tapped, and it can tap for 2 mana. It's a land so long as it has slumber counters, and you remove those slumber counters by casting spells. Let's see if we can go ahead and slow them down, making their spells cost more if they drew them on the turn, and saying, you must pay the 1, or I will draw on those non-creature spells. Guess we'll get another 3 damage here. It's kind of cool having, like, a ramping commander that's got so many different things to help keep it in line. Hey, Fairy Mastermind, you trading with the Sentinel? Cool. They've got 3 mana up here, which makes me feel like it's a counterspell for Drana and Linvala, but I don't actually have enough mana for Drana and Linvala anyway. We'll swing in. Two beautiful damage. I think Redan's probably a smart idea. They're a rampy deck, so they're going to want to cast big mana spells, and this makes things like Time Warp and Cyclonic Rift, I guess, cost a bit more. Oh, I guess the Overload's interesting. Yeah, they ramp. So now they have 6 mana for next turn. Our Curse of Silence is too little, too late. I don't actually have double white because I named human on this since we have a bunch of humans. But I probably still want to name their commander for Rixmithy's on the curse. I'll just use my mana up efficiently. In we go. Hi, Nissa. This is landfall, get extra mana. Landfall twice in a turn, get an elf or elemental. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana for a Ledger Shredder. I'm gonna punish some extra cards cast per turn. I only have 1 thing to cast. Boom, that. Straight on Linvala. I want 1 more land so I can Thought Distortion them. I don't know what they have, but I bet they have something that's not a creature that I don't want to see. Oh, like that. But it's already here. Hi, Jamil. That will cast an extra spell at the end of their turn, unless they get something they just really don't want. No, it's ramp. Cool. I'll cast that. That will also trigger the Ledger Shredder and Cabal. We could Field of Ruin this before it flips if we got a Field of Ruin. Huh. Artifacts. I guess. It costs 1 less thanks to Captain Everhart. Thanks, Captain! Ramble familiar. Rixmithy's is now a big dude! And this now taps for green mana. Or green-blue mana. That's fun. I think I'll chump block with the Captain Everhart if they attack in. They're staying back. Oh, sweet. 1 mana for 1 mana. I don't have a good attack in the air. Let's use up our Drana and Linvala turbo mana. Yeah, you can get a non-creature out of your hand. Dropping an Opt. Oh, it hit everything anyway. So they had to wash away a Rhystic Study and a Portal to Phyrexia. Nice. So Redan was taxing that Portal to Phyrexia. That's why they weren't able to play it. Good job. Good job, Redan. It's a big hit. Big hit. Hi, Tomek. Thinking about using Takanuma here. Let's see. Dang, this deck is mean, but in a nice way. Thank you, I think. So I'll just take the 12. I'd rather bring out something better than Captain Everheart. We'll see what we can find. Oh, right. Didn't need that. Strict Proctor or Captain Everheart. I mean, they're not really doing much for either of them. We're almost at the point where our flyers can start just yeeting in. Comic is funny with Ashaya. What makes it so their lands can't be targeted by a lot of stuff? I think they might swap the Iron Crag. They have mana. Yeah, they turned it into Everflame. They draw. They discard. We sit here. We chill. Chill, vibe, and hang. I think Malcolm might be getting a big ol' Everflame. Big ol' thing-a-ding-ding. I don't need to block yet, but I still... Oh, might. Oh, might. Nah. I get Teferi's Protection next turn. I don't think I have lethal off, like, animating that swinging in. They just got too much stuff. So we'll sit here and wait. Again. This might be able to bait them into attacking with more stuff. We'll see. Only they had non-creature spells, except I made them lose all of them. No, I'm really glad they don't have Portals to Phyrexia. That would have been terrible for me. Come at me, bro! Just in case they do have a counter spell. Alright, right now, if I attack in, blocked, 3 damage goes through, 4, 5, 6 damage goes through. Not lethal! Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 2 extra from the land. 6 is not 8. Tireless Provisioner. If that Strict Proctor was still out, they would have to pay 2 mana to get the triggers. Thank you. Elshnorn, always on time. Never late, never. Just always here, exactly when I need her. Swinging, everything's dealing 4 damage, or 5. It's lethal. We win a lot of games with Elshnorn. Turns out, good card. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked, well, not letting our opponents do things with Drana and Linvala. We had some pretty nasty games where I was definitely shutting people out of whatever their strategies were, which is good and mean. Maybe we shouldn't do that so much. If you're looking for the deck, it's in the description, and if you'd like to suggest a commander, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.